Imagine waking up one morning, running your fingers through your hair, and realizing something is seriously wrong. Not the usual few strands shedding, but clumps. Your brush looks like it's been through a battle, your shower drain is struggling to keep up, and suddenly you're staring at your reflection wondering, what is happening to me? Now imagine someone claiming they've uncovered a shocking piece of the puzzle that almost nobody talks about. Something hiding in plain sight. Something affecting millions of people quietly, slowly, and consistently. And according to Barbara O'Neill, it's not just about genetics, stress, or bad shampoo. It's something far deeper, something she believes the world has been ignoring for far too long. Today, we're diving into Barbara O'Neill's shocking discovery about hair loss. What she believes has been hidden from you, and how understanding this might completely change the way you look at your hair, your health, and your daily habits from this moment forward. Now, before anyone panics, no, this video isn't here to scare you, it's here to wake you up. Because if you're experiencing hair thinning, shedding, weak roots, brittle strands, or even early pattern hair loss, then this conversation might be one of the most important ones you hear this year. And even if your hair is perfectly fine right now, don't go anywhere. Because what I'm about to share doesn't just affect your hair, it affects your energy, your hormones, your immune system, your gut, and your overall long-term health. Hair loss is just the warning sign, the flashing red light, the body whispering or sometimes yelling that something is off balance. Barbara O'Neill has talked for years about the idea that the body never makes a mistake, and when something is going wrong, it's always a message. And today, we're decoding that message. So let's get real. Most people think hair loss is simple. Not enough vitamins, too much stress, aging, hereditary issues, maybe harsh products. And yes, those things do matter. But Barbara O'Neill points to something deeper beneath the surface. She argues that your scalp is like a soil and your hair is the plant. If the soil is unhealthy, toxic, inflamed, or lacking in nutrients, then no matter what fancy oils or supplements you throw at it, the plant simply won't thrive. And that's where her discovery comes in. The hidden inflammation and internal stress your body is under every single day, often caused by lifestyle choices you don't even realize are damaging, may be silently weakening your hair follicles. Long before you see the first signs of thinning, according to her, modern habits are starving the scalp of oxygen and nutrients, clogging the pathways the body uses for detoxing, and completely overwhelming the systems that protect your hair from inflammation. Let's break this down in a way that actually makes sense. Think about circulation. Most people focus on skin and hair from the outside, but the real health of your hair is determined from the inside. If your blood isn't bringing nutrients efficiently to your scalp, your follicles aren't getting the raw materials they need to grow strong strands. Barbara O'Neill talks a lot about the importance of proper circulation and oxygenation, basically the idea that your blood must be free-flowing, nutrient-rich, and unobstructed. But here's the shocker. She claims that many of us unknowingly block circulation through our everyday habits, sitting for long periods, eating inflammatory foods, overusing chemicals, chronic stress, even inconsistent hydration. These things gradually thicken the blood, reduce oxygen delivery, and increase scalp inflammation. And inflammation, in her view, is one of the hidden assassins of hair follicles. Now, let's talk about something even more controversial. Barbara O'Neill often mentions the role of the lymphatic system, the body's drainage network. Most people don't think about it at all, but she says it plays a major role in whether hair thrives or falls out. The lymphatic system clears waste, toxins, and excess fluid from the tissues. If this system is sluggish, overwhelmed, or blocks, something that happens easily when lifestyle habits match our modern world, then waste products begin to accumulate near the scalp. This creates an environment where follicles are suffocated, irritated, and weakened. She believes this buildup is a hidden factor almost no mainstream conversation about hair loss ever brings up. And whether you fully agree with her or not, the idea is worth exploring. If your body can't clear waste efficiently, How can your hair grow efficiently? But here's where things get even more interesting. Barbara O'Neill often emphasizes that hair loss isn't just about the scalp. It's a message about internal imbalance. For example, your adrenal glands, those tiny glands that pump out stress hormones, play an underrated role in hair health. When chronic stress becomes your daily baseline, your adrenals go into overdrive, producing too much cortisol. Over time, this constant stress response redirects nutrients away from non-essential functions like hair growth and toward essential survival systems. In other words, your body starts treating hair like a luxury it can't afford. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of us live in a state of chronic stress so normalized that we don't even realize it's happening. Traffic, deadlines, scrolling, caffeine, poor sleep, emotional pressure, non-stop noise. Our bodies are constantly in survival mode. And when your body is in survival mode, hair is often the first thing to suffer. And here's the twist. Barbara O'Neill says something that catches almost everyone off guard. She says that hair loss, for many people, is not actually a hair problem, it's a gut problem. Yup, the gut. The place responsible for nutrient absorption, immune function, hormone regulation, detoxification, and inflammation control. If your gut is inflamed, if your microbiome is imbalanced, if your digestion is sluggish, then even if you are eating all the right foods or taking the right supplements, your body can't use them properly. Nutrients aren't absorbed, proteins aren't broken down fully, minerals aren't delivered to the bloodstream, and the hair follicles, some of the most sensitive and nutrient-demanding tissues, begin to weaken. She says it clearly. You're not what you eat, you're what you digest. But let's make this even more practical. Imagine you're eating what you think is a healthy diet, but your gut lining is irritated from processed foods, sugary drinks, artificial additives, or chronic stress. Your stomach acid is weakened, meaning proteins aren't broken down the way they should be. Minerals like zinc, iron, and magnesium, absolutely essential for strong hair and absorb properly. And over time, your follicles struggle silently. Until one day you start noticing more hair on your pillow. This isn't random, it's connected. And according to Barbara O'Neill, the body has been signaling the imbalance long before you ever notice the hair loss. Now let's talk toxins for a moment. The word itself gets thrown around so much that it almost loses meaning, but Barbara O'Neill often warns that we underestimate how many environmental chemicals we're exposed to daily through water, products, food, air, packaging, detergents, fragrances, and more. And your scalp, being so vascular and sensitive, reacts quickly to toxicity. She believes that the combination of chemical exposure and nutrient deficiency creates the perfect storm for weakened hair fibers and damaged follicles. And whether you fully agree with her detox theories or not, one thing is undeniably true. Modern life exposes us to far more chemicals than our ancestors ever dealt with. Our skin absorbs them, our lungs inhale them, our gut processes them, and our hair follicles, they experience the consequences. But here's the encouraging part. This isn't a hopeless situation. Barbara O'Neill's message isn't about fear. It's about awareness and empowerment. She believes the body is incredibly intelligent and capable of healing when given the right environment. The moment you start supporting circulation, reducing inflammation, nourishing your body properly, balancing stress, and eliminating irritating chemicals, the scalp begins to change. And when the scalp changes, hair responds, maybe slowly at first, maybe subtly, but momentum builds. Let's dive into the practical side. One of the biggest things she talks about is improving blood flow to the scalp. This doesn't mean fancy devices or expensive treatments. It means simple habits like regular movement, breathing deeply, avoiding sitting for long periods, massaging the scalp, brushing to increase stimulation, using warm compresses to encourage circulation, and encouraging better oxygen delivery. Something as simple as a short walk after meals or a warm shower on the scalp can help open blood vessels and bring more nutrients to your follicles. Then there's the lifestyle piece she always emphasizes. She encourages a diet rich in whole foods, healthy fats, minerals, and anti-inflammatory nutrients, things like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, avocados, berries, herbs, and plenty of clean water. She also warns about the common mistake many people make, relying too much on sugar, caffeine, processed snacks, or fast food, which quietly damage the gut and inflame the body. According to her, if you want your hair to grow, you need to feed the body like you want it to thrive, not like you wanted to survive the day. There's also the detox element she brings up often. Again, not extreme cleanses or risky fasting routines. She suggests gentle detoxification through lifestyle sweating, hydration, herbal teas, natural fiber-rich foods, and avoiding unnecessary chemicals. She talks about using natural products on your scalp to avoid irritating hair follicles. And even if you don't follow every one of her recommendations, there is value in the core idea. Reduce what harms you, increase what nourishes you, and let's not forget stress. This is probably one of the most overlooked aspects of hair loss. People talk about products, supplements, surgeries, medications, but very few talk about the emotional load people carry every day. Hair follicles are incredibly sensitive to hormonal changes. Chronic stress elevates cortisol. Elevated cortisol triggers inflammation. Inflammation slows growth and accelerates shedding. And if the stress persists long enough, the follicles enter a long-term resting phase. This is why some people experience massive shedding months after a stressful event. The hair was responding the whole time. It just takes time to show. Barbara O'Neill encourages practices like grounding, sunlight exposure, prayer or meditation, slow breathing, proper sleep routines, stretching, and spending time in nature, all things scientifically shown to reduce stress hormones and improve overall well-being. And whether you agree with every detail or not, we can't deny the truth here. When your mind calms, your body heals. And hair is part of that. But let's address something important. This video isn't saying Barbara O'Neill is the ultimate authority or that every single claim is scientifically proven. It's about exploring ideas, raising awareness, and encouraging you to look deeper than the surface. Hair loss is complex. It can have many causes: genetic, hormonal, nutritional, medical, emotional, environmental. No single theory explains everything. But what makes her perspective interesting is that it encourages you to see hair not as an isolated problem, but as a reflection of your overall health and lifestyle. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone with thinning hair who cleans up. Their diet balances their hormones, improves sleep, hydrates properly, massages their scalp, reduces caffeine, manages stress, and stops using harsh chemicals, even without knowing the exact cause of their hair loss. Many people see improvements simply because they've created an environment where the body can function better. They didn't just treat the symptoms, they supported the system. That's what Barbara O'Neill constantly emphasizes: support the system, and the body will do the rest. So what can you take away from all this? First, hair loss isn't random. Your body communicates with you, and hair is one of the easiest ways to see when something is out of balance. Second, inflammation, poor circulation, chronic stress, gut issues, and chemical exposure are major factors many people overlook. Third, your daily habits matter far more than you realize. It's not about one supplement, one oil, or one magic cure. It's the combination of everything you do daily: the way you eat, the way you move, the way you breathe, the way you manage stress, the way you sleep, the way you hydrate, and the products you use. Before we end, picture this for a moment. Imagine your hair 6 months from now, not just growing, but thriving. Imagine feeling stronger, lighter, healthier, more energized. Imagine replacing fear with understanding and replacing helplessness with control. That vision starts with awareness. And today, you've taken that first step. Remember, your body is always communicating. Your job is to listen. If you found this breakdown helpful, if you want more content like this, or if you want me to dive deeper into natural approaches for hair growth, gut healing, stress reduction, or hormone balance, let me know in the comments. And if you're dealing with hair loss right now, you're not alone and you're not powerless. You have options, you have tools, and you have the ability to rebuild from the inside out. Thanks for watching. stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.